Hello, everyone. Second time. Okay, so well done, everybody. I've been listening to some of the ideas. Oh my God, it's been incredible what you guys have come up with, and I do not envy the judges at all. I've got knots in my stomach, so it's getting very exciting now. So if we can all go back to your seats when you're ready. This is the format, right? We're going to call out the first team to come up and present. So you guys now, get ready. When we call, if you call your name to be shortlisted, you have to get your stuff and come straight up to the stage. You're going to stand here. You're going to have a handheld mic. You're going to stand here and you're going to present to the dragons. Woo! Yeah. So very exciting, okay? And don't be nervous. You're just telling a story. Be confident. You know, project your voice, and it's going to be great. So I think we're almost ready. So our judges can come to the, and they're doing a quick photograph there, yeah? Last minute photograph. Yay. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together again for our panel of judges. Woo! So again, our overall winner today gets an incredible prize. To a trip to an internship to Silicon Valley, but we do have some runner-up prizes, and we have a really cool raffle as well, where we're going to kind of just pick out a team, and you guys are going to get vouchers. We've got some really cool tech prizes and things like that. So we're gonna add that to it as well. So we're going to get started.
We can start now,
yeah. So as soon as you're ready.
Okay.
So I'm just getting the first team. Very exciting. Wait. So yeah.
This won't quite work pulling it apart, right?
Blue
Yeah, I was trying to keep it.
Okay. Leave that one.
That's what I heard.
Okay. So our first team that's been shortlisted is Closhivira Ennis. So can I get you guys, you need to come up right now, okay? And you're going to pitch your idea here. Pardon? Oh, Closhivira Ennis for education. Sorry. Oh, that's awful. Sorry.
Gavin, can I have a tic-tac? I think it's okay. They can't see. Oh, good point. No, good point.
You handled that well, Julian. Yeah, well done.
They're texting me. There.
Why
So
don't you
anyway.
bunch up beside Gavin a bit?
This one?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. So then they can all see.
Oh, that was nice.
You're very good at this. You know, just don't miss anything. Right. They've been eating a lot of sugar all day. They're getting a bit giddy.
My one.
I didn't catch the name of the first school, did you? Barry's brother in playing off the kids.
Julian.
Just say Ennis.
Just before we start this pitch, do you want to announce the second team? Because we say shuffling time, then they'll be up and ready to go on. Or that's your call, you know what I mean? Yes, please. You have it.
So we're looking for value proposition.
We're the dragons. You got to face us.
Do you ever have a deja vu moment?
Barry, could they line up a little bit that way, or is it?
Well, it's just that the audience.
Then they can't see, yeah.
I just had a deja vu moment looking at those kids. But that, yeah, yeah.
You're doing the innovation, I'm not doing.
Come a little bit closer.
Hello, testing 1 2 1. Go.
I can't read that at all.
Okay. Our innovation is SEG or SEG, and it's an acronym for Sustainable Education Globally.
So the problem we are trying to solve is quality education. So some of the problems that we wanted to fix was in developing countries and underdeveloped countries. So some of the problems that they encounter, such as family planning, poverty, and this is all due to not having proper education with the young society.
There was a number of challenges we need to overcome to achieve our goal, and these challenges are: how would we reach the developing areas, how would we reach the children which we're making the product for, and how would we provide children with all equal opportunities.
So our customer base, the customer would be governments, so governments both of developing countries and of developed countries who want to give aid, and the user would be children in developing countries. So the positively affected parties would be the child themselves using it, as there are 57 million children worldwide who don't have access to education. The environment, as our tablet that we would give the children is sustainably produced using recycled materials like plastics to keep it durable. Another beneficiary of the product would be the developing country's government itself, as it would reduce the economic strain on the government, as there be less unemployment in the future and less money would need to be spent on education. And we couldn't identify a negative impact except the initial cost of the tablets for the developing countries, but the government of the developing country would soon earn this money back and more as the children go into the workforce and add to the economic growth of the country.
Our innovation itself was a tablet which would be given to children in developing countries or in disadvantaged areas who can't access school. And the casing of the tablet would be made from recycled plastic from the oceans. And the technology used would be asset recovery from people who would give in electronic devices, which we could then recycle to make it. It would be programmed with learning apps so they can learn basic education, primary and secondary, and gives them a better chance then at going on to further education and gaining employment.
So just a bit about our teamwork. Today we all worked really well together. We all used our communication skills and our creativity to discuss some possible outcomes, problems and solutions to the future of education. We learned to listen to everybody's opinions and suggestions and contribute all of our ideas openly and clearly to the table. We learned how important collaboration was within a group environment and how to work with each other to foster each other's strengths. We decided to initially break up into 4 small groups and come up with our own ideas. And then we got together and proposed all of these ideas to the rest of the team, and this helped us to gel and come up with our final idea, which was our tablet. We sought out our own personal experiences and concerns and shared these. This product is, in short, all of our ideas and meaningful contributions rolled into one. We helped one another develop our ideas by providing constructive criticism to each other.
We studied these global goals in geography, and that's where we learned that 57 million children in the world don't have access to education. We set up the School of Sisters of Mercy School in Kenya, and it's there from, she wrote back a letter in reply saying from her access to education, one of her quotes was, "Light in a dark place for her." It was light in a dark place for her. We think that from the money that we raised in Mission Week, it would give a greater impact and more people to get educated if we put it into tablets.
So technology is growing more and more every day, and we believe that it's the way in the future to end no child. So no child should be without education. And we know firsthand how learning off an iPad can help us, because in our school we learn off tablets and iPads, and we find it really handy. And sometimes our teachers will put up resources or notes online, and we can access them at home, and it promotes like learning independence when you're not in the classroom. So it gives the children who can't attend school a chance to learn.
Okay, we're almost out of time. So,
So we're planning on using like reused and recycled technology pieces to create the products, and we're going to try and I understand that a lot of the countries abroad mightn't have access to Wi-Fi, so therefore we try and use maybe solar panelled they'd be solar panelled in hot countries, and maybe other renewable sources then, such like in Ireland, maybe wind or something. And then we'd also, it's original though as well, because they are made from the products. Oh yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Time up. Listen, well done.
Well done.
Why did you decide to kind of build a tablet as opposed to using some of the tablets that exist already, like an iPad or Android?
Because we believe that tablets, our idea would be to use old technology and take the components of that, so like the batteries, the memories, and put it into a new tablet. So it would help, let's say, I'm not just saying Apple, but for any products Apple would have that they're going to dump, they could reuse these, and it would make a tablet.
Okay. All right. Question?
Girls, really good presentation, and obviously you've all worked very well together. I can't remember your name, but the delivery and how you all worked together was superb. I like the fact that you've taken on board, you're solving a problem, and there's also an environmental impact. There's only one thing I'd say: an individual tablet might be a bit ambitious. So think around, is there another way to do it so it's more communal, so that you access more people? But well done.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
And it's not money, because I'm thinking about where you can get the money to do it. I don't know what questions to ask.
It was a good
Sorry.
presentation.
Just move that out of your face. Yeah, it's a bit hard to hear you. Yeah.
I thought that was a very good presentation. It's very
Okay,
well organized.
so
very well
I'm on.
structured.
That's it. The next team shortlisted. I won't make the same mistake again. Sorry about that. So it is
Blue.
Art School. We're red.
Woo! Red, Artstar, Vera.
So make your way straight up. Good girls.
Right, okay, come on, we need to give them the dragon experience.
Gillian,
I need to find
maybe
the
just give me a 1-minute warning.
What was that school?
You didn't see it.
So we're
Yeah.
red.
Okay.
Red.
Yeah.
Gillian,
Yeah, I just said that.
Gillian, if you shout in behind that, he'll hear.
Okay.
I was going to say they look like Middle Eastern.
Okay. So you have 5 minutes. Okay. We're going to give you a 1-minute
Well
warning.
done.
You'll hear the beep. Okay. Okay. Best enough.
Well
Knock
done.
it out of the park.
Come on,
now.
girls.
No problem, dear. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
Hi. As we just said, we are Art School Vera in Corbally, and we are representing the red team on the Flash Band. And the Flash Band is about, let's say you have a child and they're in like primary school and you don't want to give them a phone. As a lot of parents do not like giving children phones under the age of 13, we decided that we would come up with an idea that could be an easy wristband, and that it could kind of take a bit of everything that could help a child get through life. So it kind of has like a bus pass that you can top up, that your parents can top up. It has
another payment system for anything else, like just in case you're in an emergency. It has a button that you can press if you're in danger. So let's say like someone's coming towards you and you feel a bit paranoid, you can press this button and it will kind of set off a bit of a, how would I explain it, like a kind of noise, a whistling noise, and it will kind of send awareness to the person like, okay, she has something on, or he or she has something on her, so I should like kind of step away. Parents can also set a curfew time on these wristbands that can tell where you are after. If, let's say, your curfew is like 9 o'clock and you're not in by 9 o'clock, the parents can kind of press the button and see where you are and what you're up to. And friends can also download an app that can also see where you are, also like kind of, like let's say like you're looking for you, because I know with the girls today that I lost a few of them and I couldn't find them, and we were thinking that our idea would have been very good and that it would have been a better idea if it was already a thing. We're representing the future of the city and rural living, so I say this would be a really good idea, and hopefully in like a few years this will be a thing and that parents can have this access to see where children are at and like what they're doing and what they're kind of up to, I guess. So we have a slogan, it is give children a phone without giving them a phone, and it's kind of what it says, like it's giving them a phone without giving them a phone. We did come across a lot of problems with this, especially security, just in case maybe someone, as I said, that you don't know and you might be paranoid, could come up to you and they could say, hey, look, give me the band. But it has a security option that it has magnetic and that it could only be opened with a special thing that probably is most likely at home. We worked really well together. At first we weren't sure on what we should do. We started focusing on younger people and how younger people are getting more influenced by adults, seeing them doing things like taking drugs, seeing things online, kind of trying to live up to other people and changing. But then we kind of narrowed it down to safety of children and how could it keep it safe.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 more minute.
Oh, sorry. So, like, this, again, I think I said it earlier, that it can be used on public transport and it can be used in schools for paying for, like, lunches, and I think that it would be a really, really good idea for parents that if they didn't even have enough that they could buy it on the medical card. It's fairly cheap, so it could like kind of
be affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable. Well, so even if you lose it, like it wouldn't be that much to replace, and it has a warranty on it. So I say like it would be like not that hard to like find, and like our team worked really, really, really well today, and we did again come across challenges. We gave each other constructive criticism. We were like, hey, look, that is not going to work for this. This is not going to work. And then we changed it, and I think that what we ended up with is a really good idea, and that...
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank you.
Very good. Well done.
Well done, ladies. Great presentation. Am I right in thinking this is a kind of combination between a monitoring device and a payment device? Is
yeah. The tracking device, people might be confused, is not on it the whole time. So parents, they won't see you at every moment of every second, because that, again, is a bit creepy, and I don't think anyone wants that. Like their parents hovering over them every second.
So have you built in enough incentive of the good stuff so that kids will actually wear it?
Yeah, like it can come in designs, it can come in any like things they want. It can be customizable. They can come with other things with it, like add-ons.
Okay. Do you think it's going to be a challenge, kind of, getting all of those features, built into the wristband? The cost of it, linking into the different providers.
Well, I say parents would, I don't know, it would be easy, but also hard at the same time. It would be a really big challenge and probably a really encouraging challenge to try start it and
Why do you think it hasn't been brought out before? Because it is a very good idea.
I think that it hasn't been brought out before because I don't think that people have kind of thought about maybe they were like, oh yeah, maybe it can have a tracker on it the whole time. Because as teenagers, we personally know how annoying it is getting 500 missed calls from your mother being like, where are you? Get home, get home, get home now. I know I don't like that.
I didn't know Chanel's your mother.
Yeah, no good.
Listen, I just one quick question. Quick question. But there's always the creative, bad sort of kid who I was. I picked the biggest SWAT in the school. I take my band, I put it in their bag, and my parents think I'm doing all of those things that the SWAT's doing. That can happen as well. And I'm off doing some other stuff.
During the presentation, I think I said that it has a magnetic kind of thing that it can only be taken off.
Yeah, that you had to chop the press's hand off.
No, not
I picked that up all right. Yeah, I was worried.
I actually think it could be quite good for adults. I wouldn't limit it to
keep track of AP.
Well, listen, you were excellent. I think it's a great idea. Absolutely. It's a great idea. You were a brilliant presenter.
Thank you.
But we like to see more of the team presenting. Yeah. So next time we want to see more of you presenting and so on. But listen, well done. That was excellent.
Well done. Thank you.
That's hard. The poor girl, she was nervous. She did really well. She did. I like it. I think it's a good idea.
Hello, everyone. I'm representing the judging panel from the shopping and consumption groups. Over here, all the pink tables. Just a very quick thing before I announce who is shortlisted. I thought all of the contributions were outstanding. I'm quite jealous, in fact. So well done to everyone. And I really hope that a lot of you continue with this because there was a lot there that I'm impressed with. And without further ado, best of luck to Gort Community College.
Hey! Come on, Galway.
It's quite near me. 14 miles away. Look, guys.
Okay. Yeah. We won't say anything about you now. Hello.
Come on, guys. There's one girl. Is it?
All right, up Galway.
Yeah. Hi, thank you for having us here. We're Gort Community School and we got...
Amelia, before we start, I'm really glad they've given the microphone to the only girl here. So well done. Well done.
Thank you for that. So we are doing Future of Shopping and Consumption. Our team name is Plastic Pennies.
What? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
Plastic pennies.
Plastic pennies.
Okay.
The challenges we faced when discussing this topic were how can we reduce plastic in the ecosystem, reduce the consumption of plastic in food packaging in supermarkets and from online packaging. We came up with the question, how might we reduce single-use plastics in supermarkets?
We decided to develop an app that works with large supermarket chains such as Aldi, Centra and SuperValu to reduce the amount of single-use plastic that people use. It works with a club card system that you might have to record what you buy and how much plastic that product contains. The less plastic you use, the more points you get on the app, which can be used to get credit or discounts in the shop. And we hope to get government support for this initiative. It's innovative because It's innovative because it hasn't been done before. We're rewarding people for using less plastic. It'll also help to change people's attitude towards the use of plastic. Some challenges we face are going to be getting customers to engage with the app, getting funding for the app, and the time required to develop the app.
We used teamwork at many stages throughout this product. First, we started by listening to each other with ideas that first came to our mind when this topic was given to us. We divided into groups to research different topics for different ideas that we all came up with. We made sure to talk about each idea to see if it was workable and would make sense. We used a voting system to decide on a final idea and a final how might we question, so it was democratically chosen. We shared stories and experiences with single-use plastics and how excessive they are used in supermarkets and other stores. The customers we hope that will use this product are your everyday shoppers. We hope that the stakeholders will be retail stores from all across the country, and we hope that we can get funding from the government and the HSE. We did research by looking online and also visiting the cafe and the shop here in the airport. Also, one of our team members, Danny, does work experience in Centra, so he knows all about the packaging that goes into our food. In the UK, 59 billion single-use plastic items are sold yearly, and the Irish supermarkets produce 80,000 tons of plastics per year. 31 kilos per person per year in the EU are processed for packaging and plastic waste. Drinking and eating from plastic containers can lead to a number of health issues, especially if they contain BPAs. That can lead to infertility, cancer, and early puberty. 1 million plastic bottles are produced per minute, and less than 9% of them end up being recycled.
This project is very feasible, as the technology needed for the app to work in the stores is already in place, with the scanner that they use to scan your food, basically, when you buy it. The things that need to happen is to develop the app, obviously, get support from the stakeholders, and put the logistics in place for the app to work, as this idea is still in a concept stage. Thanks for listening.
Good.
Well done. So do you think, like, I'm shopping in the supermarket, can I scan the item and see how much plastic it has before I make the purchase decision?
Well, we hope that that would be integrated at some stage, but mostly you should be able to see how much plastic an item contains, and at the end of your receipt, it will be shown to you.
Well done, guys. This is absolutely bang on the money. From a food industry perspective, the food industry is coming under huge pressure for consumers to really put solutions in place, and a lot of it has got to do with education. So to me, this is a combination of incentive and education. So well done. You're ahead of the game. How quickly can you bring it to market?
Well, we'd hope to bring it to market within a few years at least, because it doesn't seem to be too taxing. The hardest part would be getting supermarkets on board, but we believe that the competitive advantages that would be offered by supermarkets who get on board with the program, their products would be cheaper, meaning they would have more customers than other supermarkets who don't. That would be the hardest part. The other parts would only be done within a few years, such as coding and fully advertising the app.
Okay. And the government body who really supports this would be Repack. So they would for sure back, something, because this is an excellent initiative, and it just needs to be with the point system, with gathering points. There needs to be a really good incentive at the end, especially to engage all the users and get people on board. But fantastic concept.
Thank you.
Well, I just think of the three that we've seen so far, you guys seem to have thought of all of the angles on this one. There seems to have been very good teamwork. I can see from the board the names of the various mentors. So Jesus Santos was with the first team that we saw. Paul Ryan was with the last team. And you, Des Hussey. So what role did the mentor play, just so we understand, in helping you with your idea and the development of it?
Our mentor, Dee, was very helpful all throughout the project. At the start, she asked us questions to help us kind of figure out what we know about shopping and consumption, and to help us figure out areas where we feel should be improved. She helped talk us through all the ideas we had, and she was brilliant at helping us refine them down and helping figure out the smartest ones and looking at all angles of the product.
Well done, Dave. Okay, well done, mentor. Well done, team.
That's good, I like that. Repack will be all over that, they'd fund that.
All over it.
All that information is already, when you list a product with supermarket, you already have to give a profile of the packaging to so all that information.
Afternoon, everyone. So the blue tables discussed health and well-being, and as a member of their judging panel, we were blown away by the work that was put in. However, there can only be one person on the stage, so please welcome to the stage Banagher College.
Banagher is kind of Offaly, County Offaly.
You see, you didn't believe me.
Oh. How did you know that, Gavin?
Sorry, would somebody use the mic and tell them to stop talking over there? It's getting really loud and I can't hear.
You're from Ballina, is it? Banagher.
Slap them.
Okay, it's just to say it's challenging being up here on stage, so want the best of order here just to listen to our friends from Banagher, who I kept saying you were going to be, and you didn't believe me. You didn't believe me, but you're through. Okay.
Hi, we're from Banagher College. Our product is called the Digital Friend, and it is a device that helps blind people navigate throughout the school. Our question is, how might we improve mobility for the blind? This is a huge market because there's 39 million people that are blind. We chose this topic in particular because there's a student in our school who we really appreciate, and we don't understand his struggle, but he's here today actually, and we just thought that this product could help him in so many different ways because the blind tend to be ignored, and it's just a huge thing that needs to be discussed more.
Well, our product is like a pendant, and in the pendant there is a camera and a radar, and it is all synced in through an app on your phone. And let's say you're walking in the school and you come across a pillar. There's a device in your ear that will tell you if you're 3 steps away from it, and it tells you take 2 steps to the left to get to safety. Our device is fully customizable for each user. We thought that it could help, as in how far each person takes a different length of a step. So we measure your body mass, your height, and your leg length to help it customize it to help you. I'm going to pass you over to Kira.
Well done. We worked very well together as a team. We all brought something individual to the table. We started off with our topic being for health and wellness, and we decided together that this was, it hit home with blindness, and we just decided it would be a great topic. And we had decided among our different, more specific areas of it, so we decided to go with movement, mobility, and we just thought it would be a huge help for the 39 million people in the world and 51,781 in Ireland. Another thing that really stood out was that there are only 16% of blind people employed, which is shocking because they're the same as everyone else. They just have a disability, but it's not even a disability. If they could get this device, I feel that there would be an increase in employment for blind people.
We did lots of research for this. We talked to Daniel's SNA, and she told us that the struggles he faces every day, so we could really customize it with him, create it. We also talked to the experts here, such as Samson, and they told us that this would be a feasible idea, as we would work on technology that is already created, but just make it better and more customized for him. There's a few challenges with this product, such as it might be hard for each person to get it or to learn to use, but we do think it'd be very cheap and easy because it's not a brand new product. We also think that the market is for blind people, which is a huge, massive market, as Kira said, but also to the HSE and hospitals, so they can provide it themselves, and also to just visually impaired people, not just completely blind, but just some people that might be going blind. So I think that's it.
Great, well done.
Okay, well done.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Girls, very well done.
And boys.
Sorry, and boys. I was looking one directional. I love the name of your product. I particularly love the fact that your research was based around somebody who's obviously a good friend of yours, so it was real. And my favorite expression is the easiest way to make money is to solve people's problems. I love it. One question for you. Does this replace the guide dog?
I believe it does replace the guide dog, because this is a product that leads you around the place instead of having to. You look normal walking around the place with just wearing this pendant instead of have to have a guide dog or somebody walking with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're more independent, and just things like that just really helps make the person feel like they're a regular person.
This seems like one of those ideas that you say, why hasn't someone thought of it before? Is there anything like this on the market that you know of?
We know there is a band that does help with sonar, but we do think this is different because it's a friendly voice in your ear. It's like a friend. It looks more normal because it's just a little pendant. It's not like a big band. And it is a talking, nice, friendly voice to you, not just a shock. So instead of when you're going to reach for an object, it vibrates, that might startle you because you're not expecting it, or you're just afraid to go near anything because you're just expecting some shock. This is friendly. It tells you what's going to happen, so you're prepared for it.
So it's got a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, thank you.
So, I had the pleasure of sitting on the judging panel for the future of work. Certainly some excellent ideas, very innovative, creative and entrepreneurship. But like all the other groups, there's only one that can be shortlisted. And we had selected Cloiste Ciaran.
It's pretty impressive stuff. It's number 5. The last one was my favorite. Was it? Yeah. I like the plastic device.
Well done.
So we are the Cloiste Ciaran group, and our product is called Stress Glass. We developed a product.
Stress what?
Stress Glass.
Gas.
Stress Glass.
Stress glass.
We developed a product that will help office workers with stress and ensure that they work at the best of their ability. The question that we developed is, how might we improve office workers' productiveness and improve their mental health? So through discussion, we found out that office workers' productiveness is usually decrease when they are stressed and their mental health isn't very good. And we do think that mental health is an issue right now. And it is quite a topical issue, and we do believe it must be addressed.
After a bit of brainstorming, we came up with an idea to do a simple sort of ear band. It would measure your pulse and stress levels, and then if it's too high, it would inform your employer. And he would then try to do something about your mental health and maybe make you take a little break or something, and then play music to relax you, because from studies it shows that it would improve your concentration and make you work better. And it'd have yeah.
Studies show that 2 in 4 office workers report stress at work. So we thought it's a very topical issue at the moment, especially with mental health weeks all over the world and stuff. So there's no device really like it. Only really you have your Apple Watch and you have your Fitbit, which only really detect your heart rate. But they don't really do much for the actual person using them. So we thought for an employer, from an employer's perspective, these would be very handy for their workers to know how they feel at work and if they need a decreased workload, or if they're just having a bad day. So really we're kind of targeting global corporate businesses such as Intel or Apple, which really already have zones in their industries, such as pods or something. But we think this would be kind of better from an employer's point of view, as it probably would come out cheaper, and it would be more targeting the employees, as it would be kind of personal, play their favorite music if they're feeling down or whatever.
I have a question. Can we ask a question? No?
So some of the issues that we faced was we were coming up with too many ideas, and we had to try narrow it down to just one thing that we could do with this product. Another issue is we were trying to figure out how it can measure your stress. So we do believe that this product can be improved as medicine improves. So we were looking at how this product could measure your stress by measuring the amount of endorphins your brain was releasing, and also your brain waves and adrenaline.
From studies, we got a few articles up, and a shocking number of 80% of workers feel like they're unhappy at work. 2 in 4 people say that their work is stressful at the moment, and that if they did talk to their employers, they feel like their their problems would be relieved. And half of workers believe that their stress levels interfere with how they work and their productivity levels. So we kind of want to by using this product, enhance that, so they'll get the most out of their job and the employer will get the most out of their business.
Okay, questions?
Great.
Okay, well done.
So just so I'm clear, this is an ear device that goes into the ear that measures your pulse rate, and from your pulse rate detects your level of stress.
Yeah, so it's basically a lens that goes over your eye, and from that it connects to your ear here. And first of all, we thought initially that it would connect down here to measure your pulse, but then we found from our research you can actually measure your pulse from your earlobe.
And is there a correlation between your pulse? If your pulse is higher, does that absolutely mean you're stressed, or does that mean maybe you've been exercising? I'm trying to work out how effective this device actually can be. I mean, is that the right way to measure stress through your pulse?
There is stress level detectors already, separate to a heart rate. So basically, when you measure your heart rate, then they'll do a further test of your stress levels. And from that, obviously you won't be exercising inside and work, so only you'll put it on when you're in the office doing whatever you're on the computer or whatever. But I don't think it'll interfere with that because it's going to be 2 separate tests, and from the first test, then they can kind of get a rate, and then do the second test, and they can really, like, I guess, test your stress levels from that.
Do you think with the endorphins that you'd have to probably go invasive, go in through the skin to measure your endorphins?
Well, the endorphins was a separate idea, and then after we researched it, we found out the only way to do it was by testing your blood.
Okay.
So that was kind of a separate idea that kind of failed, but then we decided to do with stress levels.
Okay.
You mentioned the, I suppose, the mitigating factors that you, in order to reduce stress levels. You mentioned music. What other types of options are there to reduce stress levels with the device you're talking about?
So I guess maybe classical music, or we also thought of features such as they'll give you tips like maybe go for a 10-minute walk, and the employer will kind of grant that, like go out for a walk or whatever, get some fresh air, because when you're stuck in an office it can be kind of claustrophobic and you kind of get sick and tired of looking at a computer screen all day.
I hear you. Thank you very much.
Thank
that
you.
was
Well done.
fantastic.
Not sure about the effectiveness of that. I don't think it's effective. I don't think it would work. It's more diagnostic. Yeah. But then I don't know.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's fitting that we're here in Shannon Airport today, which has an incredible history of innovation. Aviation leasing was invented here. Duty-free was invented here, and they've spread all around the world. And in our Future of Travel group today, we saw that innovation theme is alive and well, and saw incredible projects. But there is one that we would like to invite up on stage, and you're about to hear an amazing pitch, and that is from Ennis Community College.
Congratulations. 5 minutes, okay? 1 minute warning.
Yeah. Thank you. Boy, have I got a pitch for you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shay. These are my associates, and we'll be presenting an idea. So at the beginning of our brainstorming, we thought to ourselves, what is a problem we face? Nowadays, social media is developing so rapidly. The world is so small. Like even transportation is traveling really quickly as well. And you can get from like here to France in 2 hours, here to UK in half an hour. Yet the world seems so small, yet we're all so lonely. So social media is kind of a platform where you feel as if you have loads of followers, yet do you have any friends among those followers? So we were thinking of a way to reduce loneliness among people in a group. So we thought, how might we change virtual meetups into a physical one? And we came up with a couple of ideas, one of which was an app that is bringing people with mutual interests together. So my associate here, Luke, is going to tell you a story.
Hi, my name's Luke. I like to go to Comic-Con events, but unfortunately my friends and siblings aren't really as much into comic books and superheroes like I am. So with this app, I'd be able to connect with people that I've never met, or maybe I do meet, and we'd be able to go to the event together and have a good time, and I'd be able to meet people, and yeah.
Very good.
Thank you, Luke. So by combining people into groups, the sustainable transport and movement of people around the world can be condensed. For example, one bus of people can equal 20 cars. So we're cutting down on fumes and fossil fuels being used. And the system makes travel more sustainable because there will be an inbuilt safety and security. So you might be worried, what's my child going to do with a group of strangers? So we're thinking that no matter what happens, your child will always be safe. We'll run security checks, background checks, guided vetting, medical history. We'll make sure we know everything before they go on that trip. We're thinking of including packages with companies such as Hotel Trivago, Bus Erin, travel companies in other countries, and like along the months they'll be paying a subscription into an account for the group of people to travel. So each person could pay €20 a month for a year. Then at the end of the year, all of them can go to France to have an enjoyable time. All of them doing things they enjoy with each other. So we were also wondering, like, why do so many people suffer from loneliness? Because they don't know how to talk to people. You know, this app, like, let's say you're talking to someone, you're gaming, and you have a friend you've been talking to for months, but you don't know whether or not to trust them. This app can give you that option of meeting people safely, securely, and soundly. And Aaron's going to tell us why he believes this is a good idea.
Hello. Just echoing what Shay just said there. My favorite pastime would be playing video games online, talking to people, getting to know people. And I've made many friends across the years playing video games, but I've never once got to meet any of them in person. And that's something I really want to do. And I believe that with this app, I could potentially do that, but in a safe way. And yeah, that just, sorry.
No, well done.
Yeah, that's something I'd always wanted to do. And yeah, that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Aaron. So something I should point out is our amazing name, Travel Buddies. It's a play on words, I'm sorry. And do we have the logo with us?
We'll take the logo. Give a what?
We've got the logo, but you know.
Okay.
Made a logo.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, well done.
Well done. So it's kind of a secure way of meeting people.
Guys, very well done on your presentation. Just checked now, there are no girls. That's okay this time. Congratulations on introducing yourselves by name. Nice personal touch. And I also appreciate the fact that you're so mature and linked into the loneliness factor. Lovely, lovely line. The world is small, but we're all so lonely. And I get the sentiment. Aaron, you obviously have friends that you'd like to meet face to face. Now, question, have you thought about how are you absolutely sure the people you link online that you can securely check out?
We would have background checks for locally in Ireland. We'd have Garda vettings, and a passport would be needed as a security check. Yeah, for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any more questions?
Why wouldn't you just use like an existing social media platform like Facebook or
Glad you
something like
asked. Well, with this app,
Ooh, he's good.
with this app, everything is done for you, right? So with let's say WhatsApp, you have to organize who's paying what, how much is paying that, what are you going to do when you get there. But with this app, everything is condensed into one thing. So you have your activities laid out for you, and you're paying for them. You have the hotel, rental cars. You have each person paying into a certain account, so then there won't be any mix-ups. It prevents possible things going wrong. Someone pulls out of the possible trip, you can. We are thinking of introducing a fine. So if someone pulls out, they have to pay like €100 fine. So it's pricey.
So otherwise, you'd have to do it separately. Facebook for talking and PayPal for paying, or yeah, okay.
But with
good.
this, we do everything for you.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
No, I think that's great. Well done, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, boys and girls. Hello. Okay, boys and girls, the dragons are going to go off and do their stuff. Huddle in the corner, come up with a big winner overall. So thank you, dragons, and thank you to the teams that pitched it. So, in about 6 or 7 minutes, we're going to have a big raffle, and everybody is open for some of the prizes, and then we're going to have some of the awards. So everybody get ready. I would like to introduce Minister Breen, obviously a man very well known across the country, but he is from this part of the world in County Clare. He plays a big role in terms of trade, employment and innovation in the country. This event today we would not have been able to put on if it wasn't for the support of the government. Enterprise Ireland, Science Foundation of Ireland, Department of Foreign Affairs all supported this initiative. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome Minister Pat Breen.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. Are you awake? All ready for the big moment? Well, it's fantastic to be here this afternoon with all of you. And it's even better to see you all gathered around the towering figures of Paul O'Connell and the Munster rugby team, who in themselves, during difficult times, were an inspiration for all of us. And you know, that inspiration is still carried on because sport does a lot for us. Could I first of all say thank you to the organisers of this wonderful event, to Gillian Barry. Gillian, thank you very much. Vincent Canan and Liam and all the team at LIT, a fantastic Institute of Technology that's doing so much for innovation, not just in the Midwest, but in Ireland. Thank you very much indeed. And also, of course, to the Shannon Airport Authority, to Rose Hines and Mary Constancy down there as well. And thank them for organising this wonderful event. I'm sure if they could fill these departure hall like this every day for the months of November, December and January, they'd be delighted to have so many people here. So it's great that you're here this afternoon. I actually am overwhelmed by, first of all, the sheer numbers of students here, the enthusiasm that you have, and it's fantastic to see that energy that you have. And I know that the future is in fine hands with people like yourself, no matter what way your education and your career takes you in Ireland. I know the theme from today's conference, students, was all about imagine the world 50 years from now. There aren't too many of us here in this hall, a few of us, that were around in 1968, 50 years ago. But I was a student then, a young student, probably younger than yourselves, just at the attending national school. And I remember some events that stand out during that year. The assassination of Martin Luther King, who himself was an inspiration for civil rights in America. The same for Bobby Kennedy. You remember the Kennedys? He was assassinated that year as well. I have great memories of that. But of course, it was 5, 6 or 7 years. Ireland was a very different place. It was 6 or 7 years before we joined the EC. And of course, what a transformation that has made over that 50 years. But can I just ask you a question, students out there? Do you know what changes the country? No, it's not money. People. People change, make big changes. And those, you know, nothing would change unless people wanted to change things. And that's exactly what you are doing, what you've been pitching for this afternoon and all day today. Young innovators changing what you do. And that's really important. So those people, those innovators are you, the students that are here representing your schools today. I don't imagine that any of you here today in Shannon Airport, I'm sure you all want to change the world or maybe make some small part. And it can be a small part in changing the world because that small part could be profound. When I was researching what I'd say here today, I read a little bit about an interview that Tim Berners-Lee, the man who invented www, which we are also familiar with, the World Wide Web. He was actually working in the European Organization for Nuclear Research in CERN in Switzerland back in 1990. And he actually said, there was no eureka moment. It just happened. I had an interest. First of all, I worked hard. I think hard work is important. I had also great knowledge on computer science. And what I attempted to do was to share that information with colleagues and students. So I hope that's a key insight for you. You need a graft and hard work to bring your ideas to reality, and that is what innovation is all about. It's not about the ideas alone. It's about making those ideas happen. And you don't have to be alone in this, can I say to you. You're here with your teachers. You're here with other students as well. But your teachers are great guides. They have great experience and in the world of innovation and entrepreneurship. And I kind of say my government, the government is also here to help you on your journey in education, whether you want to start your own business or whatever. My department, the Department of Business, Enterprise and Innovation, has lots of available supports if you want to start your own business. I think that's important. Remember 50 years ago, we had no mobile phones, no personal computers. Cars were rare enough, and the government was, still busy 50 years ago, still bringing electricity, just electricity, to many parts of rural Ireland. Can you imagine, students, what your home would be like today if you didn't have electricity? So the things we take for granted nowadays were huge innovations 10, 20, 30, 50 years ago. And these changes were led by people who tackled the status quo and just wanted to do something better, because that's what you have been doing today. You want to do something better, and I think the subjects that were chosen by the committee here today are fantastic subjects. The subjects like the future of education, because education is so important to all of us. You have nothing unless you have education. And the way we teach is changing. The future of work, all connected to education, because the future of work is changing quickly. The future of travel. It's so easy to travel. I spent the last 2 days in Dusseldorf and in Hanover, and back here late last night and here today. The future of cities, of rural living, because rural living is so important. Why? Quality of life is so important for many people out there in today's world. And of course, the future of health and wellness, all really important. But could I say also to you that, the predictions for the future, we're all the time predicting what things will be like in 50 years' time. One area that I see that will be really important, and that's the whole area of big data. Data, the new gold, the new money, the new oil. That's how valuable data is out there. It's a real game changer for all of us. And I'm the minister with the responsibility for the EU single digital market in Ireland. And this is a really important part of our work in Brussels. When we go to Brussels, the whole area of data and how valuable data is. It changes how a doctor can analyze the patient. It can tell a social media company, as you know yourself, many of you social media users, what interests you or your friends have. And it can tell you great detail on the rapid changes in our environment. So my department here today is working closely on those changes. Presently working on a document called The Future of Work. And the future of work is something that will change dramatically in the coming years. It's not about what we did in the past, it's about the future. The changes that artificial intelligence will bring, the changes that virtual reality, augmented reality, and robotics, that will be part of what you're doing. It's estimated that 50% of the children born today are going to be working in jobs that haven't yet been invented. That's the change that's coming, and that's the change that many of you will be working in your careers as well. So can I just say to you, we want to support you. There are many brilliant people and businesses that have been helped by my department. Ciara Clancy was one of our Young Entrepreneurs of the Year. She works in Beats Medical. Martin McVicker is another man from CombiLift who has a €100 million company up in Monaghan now. And all these people, like John Hartnett, all the other people here today, can be a great inspiration for all of you. So I also see that you have other areas as well of interest that were discussed here today. But I just want to say to you, there are winners will be announced very shortly now before I finish, or when I finish, the winners will be announced. But I just want to say to you, it's not all about winning. It's about participation. Because I believe all those schools from all over the region that have pitched here today with some fantastic ideas are all winners. So I want to say to you in a very sincere way, you've got an idea, don't give up on that idea. Because if you believe in that idea, you can make that idea come true. And it could be a very brilliant idea. It could be an idea that you want to start your own business. It could be an idea that changes people's lives. It could be an idea, as some of the children or the students have already said, about saving people's lives or making their lives better or whatever. So again, I really have enjoyed my time here with you. This is the part of the job as Minister that I really enjoy. We have some great initiatives out there in the department and run by Enterprise Ireland in conjunction with our third level institutions. The Young Entrepreneur of the Year. One of the biggest events I go to is the Student Entrepreneur of the Year, which is held in Croke Park. And I was at one 2 weeks ago, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Fantastic. Some of you could be some of those entrepreneurs in the very near future, and I know there's a great price to go to Silicon Valley. So you're a credit to your teachers, you're a credit to your parents, and I wish you the best of luck here today and in the future as you travel in your journey. That journey, your education journey, is really important. Some of you making the next move to your third level career, which is going to plan your journey for the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. That was a sensational speech, very, very inspiring. And indeed, thanks to all of you. We're not long to go. We have a quick raffle to do for some very interesting prizes, and then the Dragons will be back to announce the overall winner. So please hold tough for a second. The first draw will be for the teachers. Thank you very much, teachers, for taking time to bring your classes here. First prize is for a night B&B in the Strand Hotel in Limerick. Bernie O'Driscoll from Thomond Community College. Second prize for the teachers is for a Nokia phone, sponsored by WP Engine. Sinead Gardner from St. Joseph's Secondary School in Tulla. We also want to thank all of our mentors who helped mentor the teams today, and we've two draws for them. The first is for an overnight B&B in Dromoland Castle. Kelly O'Brien from Kilrush Community School. And the second prize is for 2 bottles of wine. But this is very special wine. This is peat wine. It's only sold in the likes of Dromoland and Ashford Castle. So very, very special wine. Deirdre Lawler, Raheen Wood Steiner Secondary School. So Deirdre Lawler. And finally, for students. So we have a one for all voucher for a group of students, one for the winning team. Each student as part of that team will win a one for all voucher. Yellow 9 is the team. They're gone. Okay, as Gillian said, there's another draw. They have to be here to receive it. Okay. Red 5. Yeah, and come up together. If the red 5 are here, please come up together. Yeah? Okay. So, again, I'd like to thank you all of you for being here today. I also want to thank all of our sponsors, a lot to mention, all our partners, and the wider community. I mean, this as you're aware, ITLG, Young Innovators, this is the third time running it, powered, coordinated by LIT, under the auspices of Gillian Barry. So please, again, put your hands together for Gillian Barry, who heads up our innovation and enterprise activities. So folks, thank you very much. I'd now like to invite the Dragons back on stage, and we're going to announce the overall winner. I think we've got Aer Lingus are going to come and announce that as well. Great.
Okay. We have to go on stage, but we need to follow up on it.
Okay, the moment of truth. So first of all, I want to say well done to each and every one of you. You know, sometimes we worry about the future. After seeing what I've seen today, I think the future is in good hands, and I'm really confident about the future. It was a very difficult job to narrow it down, and some amazing ideas, some fantastic presentations. But we had to narrow it down to 2 runners-up and then 1 overall winner. So I'm going to announce the first runner-up, and that's Ortsgolvura Flash Band. Please come up to the stage. Well done. Give them a round of applause. Congratulations.
Thank you
well
so
done.
much. Thank you.
I'll take you. Well done. Well done. You're brilliant. Very great. Well done.
Are you excited? Well done. Well done.
Thank you for believing in science. You're students.
Thank you very much. Well done. Well done. Okay. The next runner-up is Banagher, Digital Friend. Please come to the stage. Well done. Well done, guys. Fantastic. Well done. Good job. Gonna hold you. Congratulations. Well done. Great job. Well done. Well done. Well done. Great job. Well done, guys. Great job. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
You have to make something of it now.
Of course. Oh, yeah, sure. Yes. Yes. You want to mention that? Hold on one sec. So Daniel is going to come up. Yeah, yeah. So let's wait. We just have to wait. There's one more coming. Yeah.
And we're going to wait for Daniel, the inspiration for the team. Come on, Daniel.
done, everybody. Congratulations. Thank you. There we are. We're going to get the t-shirts up. Yeah. Make sure she knows.
They'll kill us. They'll kill us. They want to know the photos. They were very quickly. Thank you.
Okay. This event would not be possible without all of the sponsors, and in particular want to thank Aer Lingus, who've sponsored the amazing prize for the winners of the trip to California and the internship for the winning group. To announce the winner, I'd like to ask Mike Maloney from Aer Lingus to come and make the announcement. Mike.
Minister Breen, distinguished dragons, ladies and gentlemen, students, teachers and event organisers. First of all, I'd like to congratulate ITLG, the Limerick Institute of Technology, teachers, mentors and especially the students on a great day. I think the calibre of the pitches have been really, really impressive. Aer Lingus is delighted to sponsor the ITLG Young Innovators competition. We are one of Ireland's largest e-commerce companies. Our digitally enabled value proposition underlines everything we do. Currently, almost 90% of our Irish bookings are conducted online, generating in excess of 1 billion in revenue annually. Technology is driving and enabling exciting developments in the airline industry. Aer Lingus is committed to supporting the development of young Irish talent and believes that competitions like the ITLG Young Innovators are fantastic for nurturing our most creative young minds. We're looking forward to flying the winners over to Silicon Valley and San Francisco this year and wish each young innovator the very best of luck. So finally, the overall winner of this year's ITLG Young Innovators internship competition is Plastic Pennies, Gorch Community School.
Well done, girls. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Are you going to
Is this on? Thank you to everybody. I hope you had a great day. Congratulations to our Young Innovators 2018. Woo!
Cheer, guys, now, come on.